Hi guys, welcome to lecture number 3 on tender plays. Now, in this lecture, before anything else, we're going to be focusing on the use of hyperboles in the tender plays. Now, to be able to actually bring to life the whole experience of what ECT may have felt for Plath, and to be able to actually explain the effect, or the more than the effect, the anger that Hughes had for what had happened to Plath, Hughes had to, of course, use hyperboles in his poem, and there's several of these hyperboles in his poem. Hyperbole is a tool in English language, of course, that a lot of literaries have used over time to be able to fathom into words what is not fathomable without exaggeration. And so there's a lot of use of hyperboles in the tender plays, right? Like for example, I dropped a file across the electrodes of a 12-volt battery. It exploded like a grenade. Somebody wired you up. Okay, and also while I'm talking about hyperboles, I also want to talk about I'll do a separate video on pronunciations, and this one's more about hyperboles, on punctuations in this poem, but this one's more about hyperboles. And I know this is like getting into too much detail of the poem, but I feel like the more detail we'll be able to get into with regards to this poem, the easier it would be for you guys to be able to write an answer down. So when you're talking about just this sentence, it exploded like a grenade, full stop. Somebody wired you up, full stop. Somebody pushed a lever, full stop. They crashed the thunderbolt into your skull, full stop. So before that, he's talking about the fact that he also once dropped a file into a 12-volt battery. It exploded like a grenade, full stop. And then with that pause in place, he's saying, somebody wired you up, somebody pushed the lever, they crashed the thunderbolt into your head. To be able to explain that what happened to the file and how it exploded like a grenade, they did the same thing to your head. Then again, then there's another part in the poem. Some squirm of sensation, full stop. Terror was the cloud of you, waiting for these lightings. Full stop. I saw an oak limb sheared at a bang. Full stop. You, your daddy's leg. Because we all know that Plath was often really disturbed by the experience she had with the World War, also because of the fact that her dad lost a leg in the war. Now, and so as Hughes's wife, there may have been several occasions where, she may have had a breakdown or something like that. Hughes would have asked, why are you crying or something, and she may have recollected the experience, right? That I had to dress up that wound, I had to do this, I had to do that. So here Hughes is saying, as traumatizing as that was for you and as much as it made you cry, recollecting this entire thing for me is you, your daddy's leg. There's exaggeration, of course, in this, because she's not actually his daddy's leg. And when we say hyperbole, we mean a phrase or something like that. But I'm also talking about hyperbole in terms of the style of writing, because it is exaggeration, right? She hasn't become her dad's leg in this poem. But he's just saying, you, your daddy's leg. Because also very important to note here, the whole Shakespearean resonance that we spoke about when we were talking about Hughes. Because this is what Shakespeare used to do, right? To be or not to be. You, your daddy's leg. Then, did you suffer this God? How many seizures did you suffer this God to grab you by the roots of the hair? So again, things like him saying that, what did you do to God for you to have gotten this done to you? Again, use of a hyperbole in building the poem he's building it like. That what did you do to God? For God to have held you by here and done this to you. Because yes, it was, at the end of the day, it was doctors, but he's also blaming God. That, what did you do to God? Here, though, on the use of these hyperboles, and for example, you, your daddy's leg, etc., etc., it kind of, again, those signals how Hughes at different points of time, still maybe as a husband also, failed to keep that respect intact of his wife, right? Because yes, Plath has in certain accounts spoken of how her dad's leg affected her, but all these experiences that she has recollected only to Hughes, him saying you, your daddy's leg, is again sharing something that she has only shared with him as the husband, in terms of recollecting those experiences with the world. Why? Should she? Should he? Maybe no. And then these are the parts of his work that makes you question that, okay, yes, maybe he just admired her and could never really fall in love with her. Because to be able to love someone and to be able to admire someone are two different things. There are lots of people in the world who are madly in love with the idea of being able to love someone. Some do pursue that idea and do fall in love. Some do pursue that idea and only live their life in admiration of someone. Or are just able to build a life together because, they're able to build a life together, but not be able to love each other actually. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I hope that over the series of these lectures, I'm able to actually explain how, because when I studied the Tender Place for the first time, I studied it in extensive detail, because it was a work of Hughes and it was on Plath, both of which happen to be my favorite poets, writers, whatever you would want to call it. So that's why I hope that I'm able to explain it better, and don't forget to do the task. I know that I haven't pointed out all the hyperboles in this lecture, and that might be what the task is about. So just refer to the notes after the lecture. Please just read them once and do the task, guys, because that's only for all of you to get a better understanding and keep a better track of what we're studying. Thank you.